The views, thoughts, and opinions on this podcast belong only to the hosts and the guests. They don't necessarily reflect any organization or sponsors connected to us. We aim to keep things accurate, but everything you hear is shared for information, conversation, and entertainment. We're going to dive into good laughs, tough talks, and that genuine feel that you came for. So get comfortable, relax into the vibe, and let the moment unfold. This is Keep It Clean. Lock in.
Because if that means if saying it now, did you always say it? Then two, if you saying it now,
is this needed? Is it accessible? Does it change up everything? What's y'all's thoughts? Did it make anything? There is a game that's second place. Yes, second place.
Tell me why I'm watching the game on ESPN. One of the banners in the background is YouTube TV for the game, but we can't even watch it. How does that make sense?
$20. I don't want no $20. I want the game.
Every time you see me, I keep it clean like a coaster.
New episode, new week, same sports team. We are back. We appreciate y'all tuning in with us. This is going to be episode 15 of the Keep It Clean sports segment. And I can start off with keeping it clean with myself. I realized we never had an episode number 8. So I just skipped the number. But that's okay, because I'm not going back to edit titles. I'm here to talk sports, not math. You feel me? Not till we get the stats. But it's your boy Ray. I got my brother Abe with me. How you doing this week, good sir?
Man, I'm doing good. Blessed to be here. Happy to talk sports with the new mic. So hopefully I'm coming off a little better this week. Heard I was feeling a little muffled. So I'm not going to say any names or who said that, but my wife was getting on my case. So here it is. We're doing better. So doing bigger and better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. So we got an easy episode, right? Let me just give y'all the quick update on what it is that we plan on hitting. The usual college football. We're going to talk about the important games. We're not going through all of them today, right? There was some heavy hitters, and then there was some you went to go do something else games. We know that. NFL side, there's some details, and there's some spot cleaning we have to do on our side when it comes down to the major games that transgress. We had Lamar going back on his run. We have Josh Allen going Josh Allen. We have the Chiefs looking like a pack of mid. And we also have to talk about what it looks like when major NFC teams play each other. It was a good rivalry week. On to the NBA, whole bunch of injuries, and we're going to get into that conversation. But we're going to bring it over for the first time, which we should have been doing in the first place. Abe's on the spot. What is your keep it clean about sports this week?
Keeping it clean is just, showing that I'm always right when I make my predictions, or even when I'm wrong, I'm right. You know what I mean? But it's just keeping it clean over here. No, the only thing I'm keeping it clean on this week is the only team that matters won.
How'd you feel about that
impressive win?
Okay.
But
I was just making
the
sure.
job done.
All right. I appreciate it. I'm glad. See, that's how you keep it clean. You have to have the full conversation. Right? Okay.
You see, I jumped in front of it.
Yeah.
You get in front of it so you don't have to backtrack. It wasn't great, but got the job done, and that's all that matters.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. For me, Stefanski. Hey, man. You cooked. I don't even have to blame gambling for the fact that if y'all don't win this week, it's going to look like you fixed the game, because you cook, man. If y'all win, you in a bad situation, because then that means you've been wrong for well over half the season, and it doesn't show anything other than pettiness. If y'all lose, they're going to feel like you set him up for failure anyways, bro. I hate to be you. I really do. Your goose is cooked. Start shopping for your next team. You know who's on the market, who's available. You know who about to get fired.
Yep.
Polish up that resume, my guy.
Yep. He'll get another job somewhere else.
He will.
Yeah.
He will.
He'll get another job. He'll be fine.
They will have the mental aptitude test because it's like, what were you doing? What were you doing? You know they got to ask the question. What were you doing?
You know, just kicking it.
Hey, man. Okay, man. So what were your sport highlights of the week? Give me two highlights for you.
So if I've got two highlights for us, it's one, Texas A&M came in and completely made sure they talked every single piece of smack they needed to for you this weekend, because the fact that they outscored them in the second half without doing anything in the first, it was something about that text message that you sent that, you know, I don't know if it was you. I'm sorry. It was in the text chain.
That was Rose.
Yeah, it was Rose. Okay, so it was fraud alert. You know, everybody was on it. Like, yeah, this is it. And the boys came back and won. And I mean, SC is a good team. And then for them to just come back and do everything that they needed to get the dub and win by 1 point, you might have to give them a nod now, man. Just you might have to.
Okay, we'll touch on that. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, that's my one. The second one would definitely, just like I said, have to be the fact that Alabama lost. Oh, you thought I forgot. You thought I wasn't going to bring this up. No, Alabama lost to Oklahoma. And then we're going to sit here and be like, oh, but like Oklahoma's a good team, yada, yada. Come on, man. How long we going to force this? It's a dub.
Okay, man. You hating that result competed with me looking forward to A&M losing in the tech game.
True. Factual.
It was a good 1-for-1 right there, right? Because I know you were smiling as A&M was coming back, like haha. And then I ain't gonna admit, I'm not gonna say that I wasn't happy to see Alabama lose. What I was saying was I hope they rank them higher just so I could get my get back on Abe, dog. Like, because I know how you felt, and we needed to level the energy. And you know what? It's still your fault because you shouldn't have put that energy out there. That's how it came back to you. That's on you, bro.
Oh man.
Okay.
What's your two?
I wasn't a fan of the narrative building for LeBron's return. That was a highlight for me. And it wasn't even so much just it's LeBron. Obviously, he's going to garner it. I know how I feel about LeBron, but it looked like it was a challenge for someone to come up with the most creative narrative to highlight him coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So if one person's saying, "Oh, it's bad for the team, they have a rhythm," you know, what is he going to do? Then somebody else is going to try to counter that, and they're about to go on a 25-0 run just because he came back and was like, "Okay, y'all took the obvious." Then they're going to say something pivoty. Then they got to focus on his minutes, and it's just you just kept taking pieces, and we get it, bro. You know. He played in the G League because he's a true leader, and that's how he's supposed to. Like, bro, what are we doing?
He was at practice, just stretching his legs. He wasn't doing nothing with the G League, bro.
Even if he was, it's just you had no other content to create. There's so much other things happening, and it's not against LeBron. It was just like, bro, y'all must have been needing some views, man. What's happening? Secondly, Stephen A., I'm going to need you to make a dedicated decision. Either choose politics or choose sportscasting, because you merging them together is killing my vibes. It is, right? Because it is one of those things, especially with what's going on. I'm supposed to be wanting sports, and y'all keep dominating my airways with your face of being everywhere else. Pick a side. Because when I'm going in, I'm trying to change my algorithm, and you are messing with the feng shui. Move along. And it shouldn't be a sports highlight. Like I'm happy for whatever decision you do. I don't know what you plan on doing, but pick a side, bro. Because Pat and ESPN clearly ain't getting along. Clearly ain't getting along.
I don't even want to touch on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just. Why do we have to be this way? I don't understand why it has to be like this. Like
they know they can squeeze the price. Hey, I just bought all the sports. Where are you gonna go? I am TV. You're gonna go to FS1?
Listen, stock prices dropped. They had a different tune. They got in touch with YouTube, said, "Hey, big head, that text you sent last week, you still down?" Like
the way I hit your line when they dropped the price of the bundle to what I was already paying for regular. Oh, bro.
Oh man.
Like don't dance capitalism in front of my face like that.
Oh yeah.
Because I just wanted to watch the sports. Again, y'all are blending in places I don't want you to blend. They put it at the price where I was paying to not watch the game.
Mm-hmm. But now you get it for the price to watch the game. Just don't go to that other one because that other one's actually more expensive now.
What is happening? This is without ads. They dropped it to what I was paying. They matched your price, which is hilarious, right? Because you and I were texting about this. We looking at the prices. Again, this is all just to watch some ESPN. You dropped 30. 5 days later, I dropped to 45. 3 or 4 days, right? 3 or 4 days, dropped to 45. Cool, you got me. I want to watch some games this weekend, you bastards, right? Cool. And it feels like 3 to 5 days because I feel like I put time into it, but realistically, it was only a day and a half. You had me in a day and a half, right? But I'm gonna make myself feel better and make it in my story. It's 5 days. So boom, turn on the TV. And a banner across YouTube TV because I forgot again because life happens. So I'm so used to going to where I usually watch the games out of habit. And the first thing I see is a banner up top. Disney's back on YouTube TV. Man, I almost threw my remote.
And the fact
what
is,
you mean?
You're not even mad at YouTube TV. You're just mad at the process at which you had to go through because of ESPN. But you're sitting there looking at YouTube TV like, how dare you put that banner across my face?
How dare you put it? I would have rather you just snuck back and didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Because you already
social media.
Because you already pre-charged me to up my monthly subscription. So I know you got my money. I know you got my money. It's not like you're going to give it right back. Like, we cool now. So then I got even more mad because now it's like, now I got to get up and go cancel. And you know that's what I'm about to do. Like, it's so trivial because all you're doing is turning on your internet on your phone or the laptop and hitting the cancel button. But it's the tedious part of you only let me do that from the laptop. And I wasn't laptop ready. It's on my phone because that's how you have to get to Hulu. Boy, just so now I'm stewing about it. Like, you bastards, right? I'm gonna get to you Monday. You got me this weekend. I'm busy, but I'm gonna get to you. Then just for me to get there Monday, and you done changed the price to regular.
So what you checking here for? We've already adjusted the price. What you doing here?
But how they match your deal? I went with no ads. Then they brought it down to the price with the ads.
They literally just said, hey, bro, get off this page. Get off this page. Nobody, we don't need to talk about nothing. It's already taken care of.
Is this what it's like when you get played in a dating relationship?
Oh, for sure. When someone's playing in your face, this is the definition. This is the definition of playing in your face. Knowing I got the pull, knowing I got the juice, and I'm literally just playing in your face. 100%.
It's almost, to me, it's like when you get in an argument with your girl and you know you're right, but you You just take the loss.
Yeah.
Because
at what cost?
At
is
what
this,
cost?
Is this dub gonna get you what you need? Yeah.
Just for him to go back to the way that it was. And when you realize the fight wasn't even necessary, that's what burns the worst, bro. That's how this deal feels. Because you could have just told me this is what you wanted. But instead, we're playing a what you want to eat game, and I done named like 5 different restaurants. you said no to them all.
But then you're gonna choose the first option that I gave you once this is all done. I'd have karate kick you in the throat.
But we already done fought about how I'm just not up to standard because I didn't memorize your order from 8 years ago at one specific time at this one-off restaurant.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man. Okay, man. Well, you done already touched on it, bro. Let's get into it, man. We doing some college football, bro. You started off with 2. Let's cover the big ones.
Okay. So big games that we got to talk about. BYU handled business with TCU. Nothing to be shocked by. Missouri handled business. They're still kind of fighting their way back, but it'll be a tough one for them to get in the top 12, to be honest. Georgia belt to ass to Texas. Let's just, a spade is a spade. That is a very hard game to look at and go, yeah, this is the team that's the top 12. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I don't know that this is a bad thing that Texas is experiencing this year. I think I said it a couple weeks ago. This is probably in their best favor. Them losing the second one was great for them because it was just the rest of the season. Remember, I said they could just kind of cruise out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even going to be looked at as that bad of a loss because people have already put it in their minds that they're overrated. You can only still be hopeful. So now Arch has seen this. This is going to be the narrative. Oh, Arch has seen it. So it's going to be the pitcher trying to keep him at Texas because I'm sure he has a potential NIL deal somewhere. Or it's going to be looked at as like, hey, you keep doxing your value. So you have to come back to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They done seen monsters before. This time next year, because we know they're getting the recruits. We know that. It might be a good thing. But as far as this year's college football, it is cooked. It's cooked.
So the only thing I'll say to that, though, is there's a lot of people who were still hoping through this past week that Texas could, because they had them ranked in the top 12. So they were trying to like really push a narrative that like Texas could be a team in the top 12. Losing to Georgia again is not unexpected because Georgia is just Georgia. But I think that this loss will hopefully ease some of the pain that goes down, kind of like to what you said. We're like, okay, let's just focus on next year because obviously this year, but like let them roll off 2 more wins for the end of the year. They're going to mess around and try to like get them in there. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
It's not over. I don't think it's over until the fat lady sings and she ain't even warmed up.
To your point, though, why it's crazy is because this is also an opportunity to set up a narrative. If we're looking at who's in the 12, there's a few of them that are pending a loss, right? Alabama has to see Georgia, and Alabama is at 10. BYU losing, period, more or less. I'm of the point right now, if you're Big 12, you have a little bit more respect in the ACC. So, you know, you got Texas Tech, and then you got BYU, you got Utah. I would say other than Texas Tech, for them other 2, you take a loss, that's it. They're not moving you back up into the 12, right? So between Alabama, BYU, Utah, those are 3 teams where Texas could still make it. If Georgia Tech loses another one, they're gone. So you would have USC, Miami, Vanderbilt.
Yep. That's my point.
So
that's my point. That's why I don't think it's totally over for this year for the Texas fans. I think it's still like we still could kind of make this happen and get the top 12 because you know how they glorify the SEC. And not to say that they don't have hard records or they don't have good teams or anything like that, but they glorify them. So if they give themselves a shot with the last 2 games of the season turn this bad boy around, they're in the playoffs. It is what it is.
And that's the other part too. Them upsetting their rivals at number 4-3. They play A&M.
Ooh, is that the last game of the season?
That's the last game for them.
See, now look, you kind of like the resume that they already have, you're looking and you're saying absolutely not. But then they mess around and win this next game, and then they go over there and beat A&M, they're right back in. They might be 12, but they're right back in.
If they beat A&M, if they win next week and beat A&M, and again, remember, I'm saying this with one of those 3 teams are liable to take a loss.
Yeah.
If they're anywhere 10 through 20, they're liable to take a loss. Hell, Oklahoma's liable to take a loss.
For sure.
Okay. So them losing, it won't necessarily even look like Texas got squeezed in, because that would put most of them at the same record. A bunch of, at that point, it'd be 9-3s. It doesn't look like a squeeze, and you beat A&M. It's kind of wild. Again, I think to me, it's an interesting watch because there's no pressure on them now. They don't have to do anything. If you lose, you're already out. And that's strictly off a rivalry, which means you going in there with some extra motivation just to try, like just to ruin their fun. That's what you're there for. It's not even like the pressure
Crash
of
the party.
What? A&M also might beat them by 50. I don't want to bypass that. A&M might beat the brakes off them boys.
I don't know about all that, but all right.
Look, it's either going to be a really close win for Texas or an ass whooping for A&M. That's my prediction.
Okay.
I don't know if it stays close and A&M wins.
I think it's going to be a close game. The reason why is the reasons you stated. I think because it's a rivalry game and there's a lot on the line for both teams. Because A&M, depending on what happens at the last game of the season, could be fighting for a number 1 spot.
Yes.
So
they do get a bye game. Well, oh no, because you got the SEC championship. Okay, go on. I'm with you.
Okay, let me cook. They on their way. They can potentially be fighting for that number 1 spot. And we all know when it comes to the tournament, you want number 1. It gets you in the best position. So you mess around and go there, win the SEC, and do everything you're supposed to do. That could be a very monumental season. There's a lot of pressure on this game for A&M. There's not as much pressure on this game for Texas because we already know where they land. But there is pressure on them if they want to climb into the top 12.
So then let me ask you a question. Still with this current train of thought. Is South Carolina the deuce, or was A&M the ones that showed up under pressure? Because if they're the ones that showed up under pressure, I respect South Carolina more than I respect Texas. And if you just did that to them, you're going in showing me you know how to be losing and come back. And that's scary for Texas.
Right.
If it's just the fact that South Carolina keeps fumbling these types of games when you have them on the ropes, you had Alabama, then you had A&M, and you just
they haven't finished either one of those types of games.
So is it more you, or did A&M show, hey man, you had me in the first half, not gonna lie, but here's who I really am?
I'm gonna because I usually would, and in my opinion, I would usually say this is SC's fault because of the games that you mentioned.
Okay.
The only reason why I'm going to say this was A&M was because of the way it happened in the second half. You're talking about an annihilation in the second half. You're up, your coach is cheering, going to halftime with the fans. You've seen the video. He's pumping his fist. He's screaming and hollering. He's doing everything he can to get the crowd into it while he's going into the locker room. He's probably giving a victory speech in the locker room. He ain't talking about lock in, let's finish the game. He's probably talking about let's handle this business, go out here and do our thing. He's doing all that. And then to come out and get smacked the whole second half as if you didn't show up. I got to give that to A&M because A&M is down 30, a 30 ball at half. And then you come out and put up 31 and make sure they don't get jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta give the nod to A&M.
Was it the 12th man?
And there's his jab. You've been waiting on it. We've been waiting on it when it
Was it
comes
the
to
12th
A&M,
man?
but there it is.
You said Officer Dinwiddie over there to just pass the bad vibes. Was it the 12th man? Is that what it,
Listen. If it was him, I mean, he's already been relieved from doing
You
duties
know what I'm
at the
saying?
stadium.
So you said they paid him off. Like, hey, you do this,
yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? You move to the side, because we do have to touch on that briefly. I'm gonna stick strictly to the sports side. My man's, what you did, dickhead move. We know this.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy to me, bro. You have front row seats, like guaranteed, and you don't get that opportunity often in sports. This isn't just some, minuscule university. This is one that's in the SEC.
Yep.
It's going to see games. You're going to see games if you stay on this job for the rest of your life until you retire.
Talking about a cushy one too. A cushy one.
What?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that this job is easy, because you got to protect certain people, but 9 times out of 10, you walk out on the field with them, you walk back. The rest of it, why? Why would you do this?
This reminded me of that time when we worked together, and we're not going to go into too much detail on it. But all I heard was in the background, don't let them mess up your discount. We're not going to talk about it.
That's when we officially became the best of friends. Was in that moment when I was like, hey, bro. Hey.
Don't let them mess up what you got going on is basically what my man was telling me. And I needed to hear every word that came out of his mouth on that one, because I was about to flip the place upside down. So just know it was one of those moments where it was like, hey, man, why would you let a moment like this mess up what you got going on?
Hey, man, that's how you – I would say that's how you know. That's how you know I really believed in you, because 9 times out of 10, that's probably not what I usually would have said.
No,
I would have even
antagonized it.
I would have.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I would have been sitting there throwing fuel. I don't even know if it would have been to you. I was so bold at that time. I would have threw fuel towards old buddy. Just because, bro.
Yes.
Out here being a nerd. Yeah, go back to the back. But something pierced through and said, hey, bro, don't.
Listen, that's what you knew. Like, one, for me, I was like, okay, he's got my back. He's looking out for me. I appreciate it. Good looks, everything. But, like, that's a moment where I definitely understood that, like, there's levels to certain things. And then I knew that you knew who I was at that time. So, yeah, you saved all of us in that moment there.
Oh, my goodness, man. Oh, goodness, man. That was a great time.
We might talk about that at some time, but not today.
You know what I'm saying? That was a great time, man. That was a great time. That was one of the times. Even recently, I went back through. I was at the one down here in San Marcos. Yeah. And they had asked me a question. And I was like, yeah, I used to work, back in the day. Like, which one? Told them which one. Whoop-de-whoop. And like, you seem pretty familiar with it. And I was like, bro, my legs ain't like that no more. I can't keep up with the youth, as if we didn't work with a wide range, right? But she's like, no, we got the range. Like, she whispers her age and whatever the case may be, and she got the co-manager there, the dude, and he's like, yeah, and he older than us. He's like, you trying to come back? And boy, after this, I was like, this is how Jordan felt. This is how Jordan felt after he retired. He's like, you want to come back? And it's like, I mean, like I was in the driveway just the other day, bro, and I'm looking at the outfit, and it's like, it is everything, y'all. I can't do that, bro.
I'm good. Yeah.
Oh man, but back to the Nikes, still gonna win this college football championship.
Oh yeah.
Do you think Indiana and Ohio State, one of them is not gonna finish the season undefeated? Are they on the same side for the Big Ten championship? Do I have to look for that? Where's Indy?
Yes.
They are? Okay.
Yes.
So then yes. One of them's not going to finish the season undefeated. At least.
It's not even going to come down to that. It's not even going to come down to that. Ohio State's losing to Michigan in the last week of the regular season.
When did they play Indiana then? The week before?
They wouldn't be because they would be knocked out of the contention for the championship.
Who does Indiana finish their year with?
That
Let's see.
real quick. They play UCLA. Like I said, there's one team that's not going to be undefeated. And that one team has to play Michigan at the end of the season. Now, I will say this. If the off chance of something happens and, osmosis and the volcanoes erupt and all of a sudden Michigan doesn't prevail, I will not be here the next week. Don't call my phone. Don't text me. Don't, hey, big, nothing. I don't want to hear from nobody. I need a week of mourning, and then I'll be back. But I'm not in that mindset right now. We're winning, and that's all that matters.
Y'all are contending for a spot.
Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, yeah,
because y'all don't play this Saturday, do y'all?
No, we play.
Because Indiana doesn't. Indiana doesn't play till UCLA. I know.
Oh, they got a bye week before the last? Wow.
No, y'all play Maryland.
Yeah, we play Maryland.
Y'all better not lose. And y'all better not let yourselves get upset, dog. I'm sorry.
We can't.
Y'all,
we don't have an option. We can't. If we lose in Maryland, there's no conversation of like what we're doing, where we're at. We can't lose that game.
At the same time, y'all have a safety net cushion. Y'all were unranked to start the season.
No expectations.
So you gonna settle into that? Because remember, your first episode here, you was talking about the disrespect. You said Blue was getting disrespected on a regular basis.
They do get disrespected.
You said they nicer than what they supposed to be.
Yes.
You said they was a top tier team. You called Alabama trash all year, and then if they lose, you gonna tell me you gonna bail out like we weren't. Not, that's what you did. That's what you did.
Did you not just hear me say if they lose, don't talk to me for a week? What do you think I'm gonna be doing?
You gotta stand in it.
There's sometimes listen, basketball, I love basketball. I played all my life, the whole nine. If the Lakers lose, I'll stand in that, no problem. When my NFL team, the Detroit Lions, lose, I'll stand in it. When Michigan loses, I'm a sore loser. And I'm just saying. It is what it is. I talk my junk while I can, and then I walk out when I'm supposed to. So, whatever.
So you just gonna disappear?
I mean, disappear would be the word that I use. I mean, we have an 8-2 season right now. We win with Maryland next week. We're 9-2, 10-2 by beating Ohio State. It's a good season.
This man going MIA. You see how he worked, folks. You see how he worked, man. What other games happened this week that was worth talking about? Oh, OU, Alabama. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Let's get to it. How you feel? What's your thoughts?
My thoughts are exactly what I say every single week. Busters. Just busters. Like, why is it that we get to give them a pass? I don't understand. Like, do you know who they play next week?
No.
Eastern Illinois. But you played Oklahoma and got beat, but I'm supposed to be like, yo, Alabama's still there? No. You play Eastern Illinois next week. I don't want to hear that. Why are you still ranked? I don't get it.
Y'all are playing. Okay. It looks like everybody's having a off game this week.
Yeah.
Because rivalry week is next week. So it's not just them.
Okay. All right. I'll keep it clean. It's not just them. Everybody else is having a pretty decent off week, as you would say. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just think that they're a little bit in over their head. They've got a good team. They haven't found the rhythm of the whatever that can keep them consistent. But I don't know. You can't lose late in the year and then still just keep pushing towards the top 10. That I don't understand. That's the SEC bias. Call it what you want. I don't like it. But as a Big Ten person, you're seeing all the Big Ten teams now. Like, what's the conversation?
Is the Big Ten schedule currently stronger than the SEC schedule?
No, I'm not going to say that, but I'm not going to say that we're disrespected. Like, our schedule is the same type of schedule. Again, Alabama is playing Eastern Illinois next week. Like, so don't come at me like, oh, we play everybody hard every week. No, you don't. Everybody's got a soft schedule at some point. So whether you want to admit that or not, we've got Indiana in the top 5. You've got Ohio top 5. Like, you've got all these different teams, but then you want to sit here and be like, oh, but y'all schedule ain't that tough. Who are you playing? Except for when you have to play Georgia or Texas or one of these other schools. And even when you played Texas this year, was that really the game that you want to call it on?
Because they didn't play them. They didn't play them this year. They played them last year and they lost. Because this year I'm looking at their schedule. They had Florida State, who at the time was ranked. But we've
seen what that team has been all season.
Okay, so let me take away rankings. Their schedule: Florida State, Georgia. We didn't know Vanderbilt was going to be Vanderbilt, so I'm not going to add that. Florida State, Georgia, Tennessee, LSU, Oklahoma.
Where's Tennessee been at this year?
They were 11 at the time.
Where are they now? 20.
Okay. They beat Georgia at 5. LSU's not ranked. You lose. So they beat 1, 2, 3, 4. They're 4-1 playing ranked teams this year.
Okay.
That's not quality?
I'm saying start of the season rankings, end of the season rankings.
Okay.
We know that there are a bunch of teams that get the nod to start the season that don't end the season the same way.
Okay, fair.
So that's why the rankings to me they're irrelevant in this conversation because, again, the hype behind the team playing them, yeah, sure, they're ranked 5th. It's one of those things where, like, we need to beat a top-ranked team. But if you look at them at the end of the season and they're ranked 20th and they're barely scraping by to try to get back into the top 25, what are we talking about?
Okay, so then my counterpoint to that is end of season or beginning of season and end of season. They would still, if they came in, Florida State, Georgia, Tennessee, Oklahoma, LSU, that's 5. Those were ranked teams to start this season.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the ranked teams, they're 4 out of 5. If we go to the current rankings, we see teams that were not ranked on their schedule: Vanderbilt, Wisconsin, UIO, Monroe, Eastern Illinois. Okay. I'll add Missouri. 2 of them have become ranked.
Mm-hmm.
UIO, Monroe, and Eastern Illinois are probably the only ones that I would say are like we know what it was. Maybe Wisconsin. But South Carolina is still a quality SEC team. Missouri is still a quality SEC team. Vanderbilt, if they didn't become ranked. So would you still say that's easy? UIO, Monroe, Eastern Illinois are probably the only ones that you know for a fact.
Have I ever said it was easy?
I'm comparing because a lot of the SEC teams schedule seems tighter than usual this year. And it seems more similar because I would feel like there's usually the times where they had the East-West cushion, especially during the Alabama-Georgia heydays, where Florida's not as nice, Tennessee's not as nice, Ole Miss might upset the system, you know what I'm saying? And you have an A&M, but they would avoid that side. Like Alabama may not have to play Florida that year, just like they're not this year. Cool.
Right.
Now it looks more like the Big Ten, where it's dog eat dog every single week. Did you feel at any point the way that y'all's conference worked made it harder? than
To get
a standard,
recognized or get the recognition that we needed?
or no, just harder in general strength of schedule than a standard SEC until recent years.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Because we didn't have the teams that we have in the Big Ten now. So I'm not gonna be naive and say that like we've always had tough competition to every single week, because that's just not the case with the Big Ten was in. But now the fact that we have a USC team in there, you know what I mean? We've got Oregon in the Big Ten, we've got Indiana in the Big, like these are teams. Indiana's always been in the Big Ten, but like you have teams that have made their way up through the Big Ten, and then you've had teams that are solidified and come into the Big Ten. So there's been a lot of movement that's helped the conference become what it is. But I just want to remind everyone, there's no surprise that teams are in the top 10 that are in the Big Ten, because we've always been there. It just hasn't been on this type of platform because we haven't had as much attention. So now that we have all these other teams in here, which not everybody loves being from the Big Ten, but of course, more competition means more notoriety, more eyes, more money, the whole nine. So especially now we're playing the NIL game, you kind of need that. So when you take a look at it, yeah, it's definitely helped.
Would you say the conference is as strong as the SEC right now?
I would say yes.
Give me a bullet point or two.
I would say yes.
Okay. It's hard to argue when you got the top two seeds are Big Ten. It's hard to argue. Y'all got 1, 2, 3 in the top 10. SEC is currently working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 5 in the top 12.
Right.
Okay. Damn, there's no ACC. It's all Big 12, SEC.
ACC's been a little off this year.
Miami is outside looking in at 13, right, and they disrespected Georgia Tech. They're at 16.
No Florida State.
And of course, they got bum ass FBS independent Notre Dame. And anyways, let's move on to the NFL, bro. I don't want to talk about no. Free him. Go to LSU. I'm gonna say this every week until it happens. It looks like Lane Kiffin's back on the dating market. There's a job at Ole Miss too. What do you know? And if it doesn't work there, their quarters, Florida might be available. Leave A&M. That's all I'm saying. Bro. So we could cheer for you appropriately. But on to the NFL, man. How you want to start the week, bro?
Well, the snooze fest of the Dolphins beating the Commanders. Who absolutely cares?
I have a goldfish. I didn't know we were just listing pointless things. I like you say the Dolphins and Commanders.
Listen, like I said, who cares? But I just, send them their flowers because they going through something right now. Both of them teams are going through something.
Daniels is hurt, man. I don't care about no Commanders no more. And don't rush
yourself back. Don't care about the Dolphins.
Okay. Which is weird because they're trying to make a run, but I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
No.
I don't.
No.
Mike McDaniels is gonna ruin some type of opportunity. It may not be fully his fault. He's gonna be fired, and we will pick you up as the OC for the Falcons. We would love to. You're not meant to be a head coach. That's okay. We need somebody that knows how to call offense.
Yeah.
Listen,
you love Tua that much, you're gonna go down with him because right now that's your decision that you're rocking with, and good luck, my friend.
How do you coach a team where the leader of your team is actively in public bending the knee? Is that on you at that point? Like, is that still on the coach?
Yes.
How? Like, Tua is telling people actively, I'm just not as good as Josh Allen. And I'm sure he might feel that way. I don't want to say I'm sure. But if you're just comfortably saying that as your pride is flickering, you might feel like that about other QBs. And then you're expecting the coach
to believe in you. Yeah.
Not even believing you. Because what are his options? The backup isn't nearly as good.
But that's my point though. They should have been trying to figure out another situation for Tua. I feel like they've let the train hit the wall, and then they've like, oh no, we got to figure it out now. Like this has not been something where like if Tua's healthy, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league. No, he's not. So what are we doing? And you got people out there like Tyreek Hill and Waddle and all these, you know, I'm saying, Chan, like, and you're just wasting the talent away. That's on you. You're the coach. You're the one who makes the call. So if it's not him, then you need to be in the draft. If it's not in the draft, then you need to be trying to trade. Like there needs to be something that needs to be done. And I feel like they've rode this train so far, it just rammed right into the wall. Like, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
This is on you. Don't look at your quarterback talking about, man, you know, he ain't getting it done. He's telling the media other quarterbacks are better than him. He wants to get fired. This is a homie at work that wants you to fire him. And so he going off and he doing whatever he need to do so that way you can finally let him go. You won't fire him. So he's like, all right, bet. Who can I touch around here to get fired? Like that's what he's doing right now. And he's in the media doing exactly that too. He wants to go home. He don't want to play with you no more. So like, let him go.
Fair. Okay. We gave him more credit than we needed to give him. What's the next game, bro?
Yeah, it's the game that really kind of sparked my attention, honestly, was the Panthers-Falcons game. And I don't mean this in no
I don't know
disrespect.
why. How did that spark your attention? It barely
because
had
that was
moment.
A hard-fought game. The last-minute drives, the fourth quarter, that was a crazy game.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
The points was going up on the board. Like this was a good game, David.
I wouldn't call it an exciting game because it does look like the regular Falcons, and that's why I say that as a Falcons fan. It looks exciting, but it's really not because we know it's going to happen. You feel me? It's like, oh yeah, they put up points. Oh no, the comeback started. No, you're gonna make it look like you're gonna win. Got us again. No, bro. Because
I thought it was good, man.
Bro,
I understand.
You
where
missed
you're coming
the extra
from.
point. What are we doing?
It looked like a good game.
And it's one of those two is stupid because it's such a trash division. It's a trash division, right?
Yeah.
Even the Bucks, like they're the strongest team, but they don't look like they did this time last year, even the year before. And mind you, they're dealing with a lot of injuries, but even going in healthy, they've seen some teams that also have injuries, and it's not looking the same, right? Even in their shootouts, the Buccaneers are 6-4, the Panthers are 6-5, and it's crazy because you can really argue out of 3 games, the Falcons could have had 3 more games. The division's not separated. So I say all that to say is like this isn't really exciting. It's just any team currently is a first round exit. Pick one in the playoffs because somebody in the division has to make it.
Right.
First round exit. we're wasting time. Who's the Saints starting QB? Tell me right quick. Don't overthink it. What's the name?
You said who?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point.
Who?
Exactly. The Saints starting QB.
I didn't get a question. You said it so
Saints
quick.
Starting QB. I didn't get a question. Saints starting QB. Who is it?
Is it Rattler?
No, it's not. Exactly. That's the point. Bryce Young looks nice in a pile of trash.
Dang. Who is their starting QB?
Whoever was backing up Rattler.
Okay, got it.
Because nobody's talking about the New Orleans Saints game.
No disrespect to the dude who is starting the quarterback for the Saints, but I'm sorry.
Nobody is watching a Saints game this year, bro. They're just not.
I got you.
I forgot. I have to talk about them to remember that Alvin Kamara still plays football, and I love him. And that's how you know it's bad because he usually shines every year.
Yep.
They're so bad he can't.
They so bad he want to retire.
Come on, man. They were talking about trading him. He said, nah, man, I see the other side of this ship. I'm cool. Yeah, bro. Like, I want Bryce Young to be good. Penix is hurt again. And you got Kirk Cousins as a backup in between trying to decide whether he looks scared or the coaches are still paranoid because you still ran the same exact pistol formation. Everybody sees coming, even with Penix. You have the most blatantly repetitive offensive book, Raheem Morris. And black man, I need you to either move around or let somebody else take the blame. Now's the time to start pointing fingers. Man, it's been crazy. I've been letting him call this the whole time because your job is on the line, sir. It's the same pistol formation. Bijan has gotten to the point where you could read his body language. You like, pass. Darnell Mooney hasn't been able to catch in weeks, and I need you to do good simply off the fact that your name is Darnell. Like, you supposed to be nice and be able to go back to the cousins. Like, you the one at the cookout. Like, you really made it just off of the fact your name is Darnell, bro. Like, shout out to you, but you keep dropping passes on a regular basis. So Drake London's hurt. Bijan is starting to be a tell, and Kirk is Kirk, man. Kirk is a white man in a black city. That's how it looks every time he's on the football field, bro. Hi, guys. As he turns his chair backwards to sit with his arms crossed.
Backwards cap. I'm cool. Yeah.
Bro, you have the First Baptist youth pastor amongst a group of seasoned veterans, bro.
All right. Look, everybody, you're welcome. I just wanted to see him do his Atlanta Falcons rant. This is it, but he's about to go real deep into the whole. But just
because, oh man, it's sad.
Yeah,
I'll end it with that. It's sad in the aspect of both sides of the ball are heavily talented, and the way that the talent looks, because Drake London has done Drake London things. Kyle Pitts is involved in the offense. Bijan, when he has the opportunity, hell, a lot of times, even when he don't have the opportunity, hole is already clogged with linebackers and defensive linemen. He's made magic happen. Michael Penix has been exposed not only because it's not functioning the way that it's supposed to function with that much talent, but also highlighting a conversation we just had really briefly, his QB class. The other ones are doing really good.
Drake May,
they're doing really good. Right before he got hurt, you got Jackson Dart coming out here. Jaden Daniels in your draft class. You know, so I understand you were behind Kirk. I understand there was an injury to it. It's like, Mike, it didn't look like there was enough to invest. I do believe, especially with the ACL, by the time he starts coming back, there might be a quarterback debate. I don't know who they go sign in the offseason. I don't know what they try to pull. I know Kirk is looking for his way out, so you might see him try to ball out as much as he can to make himself trade worthy. Going into next season, maybe we could get some chips back, but even for some chips, QB room is open. QB room is open. But we can go on to the next game. 6 touchdown Josh Allen.
The Bucs look great this year, and then he was just like, by the way, this is my team and I'm doing what I need to do, and just bugged out, like you said in the text chain, bugged out. Like, we're not surprised. This is Josh Allen. Like, we're not surprised by any means whatsoever. But it does seem like he has a switch.
Okay.
And I don't know if he just be playing around sometimes. He just be like, I ain't got to go too crazy to beat this team. Or if, like, he feels the pressure, you know, the call of it comes to him at halftime or whatnot, and he just comes out and balls. I don't know what happens. But, like, dude went crazy this last week. So – Keon Cole, hey, my man, get it together. Okay? We saw you on the side. Get it together, bro. We're not trying to see that right now. We don't want you to be one of them guys where they can paint a narrative on you, because you're supposed to be out there enjoying yourself. You're on the sideline. You ain't playing. We get it. But, like, you know the camera's on you. Like, tighten up.
I think oddly enough, the receiving core is their weakness. Him having to score some of the touchdowns that they do, I don't think they got the receiving core to go into go into the playoffs, and
you can't make it out of Kansas City right now. Not in the playoffs.
I don't think people are threatened by Kansas City.
And that's the whole point. You go mess around and see them in the playoffs, you don't make it out of there.
Yeah. The AFC is looking like a tight division. I'm not confident, especially with them having to go into the wild card, at least the way that it looks, because I'm not confident that they can dethrone the Patriots.
No.
They could beat the Steelers, can't they?
Yeah.
Okay, fair. So might be the route that you have to take.
Ooh, speaking of Jamarr, just real quick, like I said with Keon, we're not gonna go too crazy with this. You can't spit on nobody,
bro. You can't spit on somebody and then lie about spitting on somebody.
I ain't do that.
And then when they show you in the video, then you double down on the lie. In the video, I was spitting at the ground, bro.
So that was a loogie on that man, and you know it. And then that's why when he grabbed your helmet the second time, you ain't put your hands up or even react. You just let him toss you around a little bit, as you knew what you did was wrong.
You do owe a man his fade if you spit.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry.
Jalen said it. He said it's up when he sees him. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I know Jalen saying that. I'm more speaking. I'm on Jamarr.
Yeah.
You agreed to a fade when you chose it. I know in general when players do this, because we saw Chris Paul do it. Didn't somebody do it recently in another fight that we seen a similar nature? But if you do that, at least run their fade. I don't care about the business. Do it quietly or find a spot, but you owe somebody the one-on-one if you spit on them.
Why is this a thing?
Because that's just, I understand that was a thing, still is a thing to show disrespect. I don't know if it has to go there like that. And we know sports, especially football. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Jalen's innocent. I don't know what Jalen has said to him in the past. Right. I just know in my minuscule career of high school football, like, because I didn't play college, I know what I was saying in high school.
Right.
I know Jalen Ramsey to be a little bit more spicy than me by far.
Mm-hmm.
Take that as you will. I can't just say he was just having a quiet line.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But to spit on someone
without,
it's got to be the ultimate disrespect. Yeah.
Unless you told me he'd said something so egregious that like it just happened to spark in that moment, like that's how you felt about him. Other than that, bro, you can't just spit on somebody, bro. That's crazy work.
You gotta be talking about like a dead partner of mine. You gotta be talking about, you know what I'm saying, like Ma Dukes to the worst degree. Like you gotta be doing something really major to do that, to have that kind of reaction come out of me.
Can I have
because I'll give you a 2-piece and a biscuit before we even get to that point. You know what I'm saying? So like for me to have to go there first, that's different.
I want to add a quick piece. I think when Jalen swung on him and connected, even with the face mask, I think there was some reassessing math that happened in real time. Because when you watch that swing, that was a confident, I throw these swing, bro, with the face mask. And with the face mask, there was a little bit of a wobble.
Oh, yeah.
Bro. I think the numbers, like Zach Galifianakis started. You know what? You got it.
Yeah. Oh, now,
that doesn't explain the lie. Because why did you lie?
Just be like, I don't remember if I did. If I did, I didn't mean it. You know, I was trying to. Do
I saw red.
Yeah.
I would take I saw red, and that would still be childish, but because trying to play it off like you was just talking. I would never want to be in your vicinity if you just casually talk and whole loogies fall out your mouth.
Like, did you not watch the Dallas-Philly game at all? Did you see how close they were able to see inside the helmet, where they were able to slow-mo it so you can see exactly what Dak was saying before he spit towards the ground. And then when Jalen was standing 2 feet away from him and spit onto his jersey, we saw the particles come across as it was coming out. Like
some CSI investigation.
Let me for real. Like, who you think you hiding this from, man? These cameras out here trying to catch everything.
Bro, the way Jamarr Chase, the size of his loogie made Dak look like he's Dak. Jalen was way too nice for the size of that loogie, bro. At least 3 hits.
Yeah.
The ref should have played the replay, called Jalen back out like, hey, dog, that's on me. You get 2 more.
Like, Jalen should see no suspension, no fine, in my opinion.
Yeah. You have to, business. I get it. But yeah, I'm with you.
Steelers should pay his fine, honestly.
Yeah, and shout out to Tomlin for the way he held him down too.
Yeah,
Mike Tomlin really held him down, man. I would expect that from a coach, but I don't know if all coaches would handle it that way.
No.
You know what I'm saying? All that for a trash division. But Lamar's on the run. Kind of. I don't.
Might have said something about it.
You were kind of sort of there. You were kind of sort of there. You said he could do it. You were iffy on the games you called that. So I guess you can still work out the percentage there, but he doing the Lord's work.
He's doing better than expected, and he's doing it in a very decent fashion. So I think you just need to keep your eyes on them like we normally do. But it looks like they're kind of getting it together over there in Baltimore.
They can easily take this division, and I love it because even semi-decent, healthy, because people kind of mark them out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all of a sudden, you see the hype train coming back, and it's like, nah, I want you to stay right there. And that, because now the narrative is a little watered down on can Lamar do it? Because it's still a question, sure.
Right.
But if they get there in a season where it looks like Josh Allen is going to see some struggles, just like we were saying, it's looking really iffy for the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. This your time to strike.
It's your time to strike, but I also don't want to open that door simply for the fact of they can open it and be like, oh, well, he only did nice this playoffs because those two weren't there, as if it was his fault that they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't win the games that they won because the Bills didn't the Bills win earlier this year, or no, he lost to Pat.
Right.
So it's like if Pat didn't make the playoffs, but we saw what happened.
I thought the Bills beat Pat.
No, I'm talking about Pat playing Lamar.
Oh, yes. Okay,
yeah. So I was like, yeah, you saw what they did, and the Chiefs didn't even make it. So you only got this far because, you know what I'm saying? That I could see that narrative forming. Yeah. I would love a perfect world where this is it right here. Boom. The Ravens are in a tough AFC division. Yeah. I know it's not going to happen. But hey.
But what could help his case, even in the situation, is if he plays Pat in the playoffs.
Okay,
that could help. Now I understand they're not the team of 13-3 or 4 or whatever and all that. I understand that, but if the Chiefs do well enough to make the playoffs and it's mano a mano, and you go out there and you handle business against them, I still think it helps the narrative for this year. There will still be the talk of, well, this wasn't Pat's best year. Not his problem.
I just want to put it on record. I am not buying into the idea that the Chiefs are cooked. I just want to put it out there because I know that's kind of in the talk, that even though they're not the Chiefs that we saw rise to power and be that dynamic offense, they still got some dangerous, pretty quality. Having Rashee Rice in its own makes them dangerous, and Pat has until specific games. There's only 2 specific games: Chargers and the Broncos. Both great defenses, both divisional games. is the times where he didn't look as sharp as normal, but he's looked really nice this year. He looks like regular Pat. Just the people around him, like they do need a running back, but I refuse to buy into the narrative like they're cooked. That's still not necessarily a team I want to see going into the postseason because they have the experience.
They have the infrastructure. They know exactly what to do. Yeah.
They know what to do, but I'll even add is like, even if you feel that way after watching the Broncos game, the Broncos are arguably the best defense in the league.
Right.
They've been doing that to a lot of teams. A lot of teams, man. This isn't just oh man, they had a great game. No, they're regularly great. You're hoping that someone's injured most of the time you're playing the Broncos.
Right.
So I can't buy into that narrative. But I will ask and try to start a narrative. Do you think Lamar doing good motivated Joe Burrow to announce he coming back? Because you saw he was a full participant in today's practice.
No, I think Joe has just been on that train regardless. I think he doesn't want people to forget him.
Okay.
I think that's why that's happening. I don't think he's that focused on Lamar because his team's got to climb out of a hole to even be a part of a conversation.
Okay. I might push that he should just sit out for the season. Because you have nothing to lose. Jaden Daniels is more or less, if I'm Jaden Daniels, I don't come back. And you're watching a season where the highlight QBs are people that aren't the usuals. Your usual suspects are down as well. Take the opportunity. Yeah. If one out of the four of y'all is gonna be the leader of it, then that's cool. Lamar is looking like the best chance right now, depending on how Pat does. Cool. We just talked about Josh. So, and out of those four that we're used to seeing all the way up there, our talks of the year is Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Our talks of the year is this is what Justin Herbert should have always looked like if he just had the right players that were healthy.
Drake May.
Cool. The rise of Drake May. The solidarity of Bo Nix. Like they were down on him last year, but he's clearly showing that he could win on a regular basis, right?
Yep.
They're talking about a Matthew Stafford to an extent because of how good they're doing.
Yep.
The Chiefs are not the Chiefs. The whole Cleveland Brown debacle is a QB thing. Is Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown going to work out? So what I'm saying is we just listed off, just off top. That's like 7 different QB narratives. And that's been predominantly the airways. If I'm Joe, I'll be back next year.
Yeah.
I'll be back next year, man.
But that's why I think it's him just trying to make sure we don't forget about him. Hey, I'm coming back. I'm coming back to play, guys. Don't worry. Like, no one really cares right now, Joe.
As injury prone as he been, wouldn't everybody feel better if he just went, yeah, man, I'm sitting out till next season? They'd be like, yeah, you finally got some rest. Because it's not as if that offensive line is going to be any better when he suits up.
I know, but it's getting to the point now where we're questioning if he can even make it a full season. And I think he's coming back because he's trying to prove, like, I can beat this. I can be, hard nosed. I can play through with some injuries. Like, I can figure this out and still be the guy. Like, he's getting to the point now. I know Cincinnati's not to the point where they're scratching their heads saying, let's look for somebody else, but the fans are.
But hey, man, we done seen you fight injuries. That's why you're still injured. I think as a fan, we'd be like, nah, you're good. You're not even the lead injury QB narrative. Michael Penix is.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Michael Penix is.
Sit down.
Yeah. No, like I said, I agree with you. I just think he misses that spotlight.
Well, speaking of injured QBs, one that will never get his spot back is Deshaun Watson because we've seen the end of the Shedeur Gate. But you're not. It's over. Shedeur's starting this weekend. This was announced as of today. He came in the game last week. You want to give your thoughts on that really quick on what the outcome of it was?
I think everybody saw the same thing. Everybody saw the same thing. No preparation, no reps, and you throw them in with the Wolves. and you sit there and watch and go, oh, see, look, he's making mistakes with no protection. Yeah. We see what this was. It's real cute. It's the fact that they had to use him. They're like, well, we don't really have another quarterback to go to, so I guess Shedeur can go in. Like, that's literally how this felt, and I didn't like it. Obviously, because we've been anticipating him just at least getting an opportunity because he's been overlooked for one, and I'm excited to see him in a full game. I still don't know what the outcome will look like. I hope it doesn't look like what it did last week, because I really don't want them to like use this as a narrative of like, see, this is what we thought about Shedeur, because we've seen moments where he can be a good quarterback, and as long as he's not running for his life, he's usually pretty good. So, yeah, it's my 2 cents. What you think?
I do understand that as a third string QB, you may not have reps with the starters. I also understand where practices go along that if you weren't starting, you might have missed it while being on second team, but only to an extent. And I highlight that because, as we know, the linemen came out and said they never had reps with him, so they're learning his cadence, everything in real time. I really can't understand why. I don't know if this is regular practice in the NFL or not, but why you wouldn't at least give second string position players a few reps with first string to mix them in, basketball, football, whatever the case may be, simply for the just in case. So you have a feel of what that looks like. Like, at least in the earlier days of the week practice, if Tuesday, Wednesday, they get 10 to 15 reps. By Thursday, Friday, when you're locking in a game plan, I get it. It's all first team. Cool. None, and he was going in as the backup for the last few games. Not a single snap.
This is on the coach.
There's no other way, because obviously he don't get the control. If he had control, he's starting. So that's is that a fireable offense? It is Cleveland. It's bad. They were bad last year.
They ain't got nothing better to do right now. I like how you said Shedeur Gate, because that's definitely how it sounds. Like, how in the world did you said no reps? The linemen literally don't know his cadence at all. Not like, oh, we've heard it like one or two at all. And so he's in there trying to get the timing down so that way he can get the defense off guard, but no one knows what's going on. So you just got to go on one. Great. Yeah, it's time to move on. It's time to figure something else out. You've got Myles Garrett playing at an all-time high, and he's literally just wasting. He's wasting his time right now.
He didn't sign back for this.
No.
And what's worse, all right, I briefly turned on ESPN Monday.
On which app?
Briefly turned it on YouTube TV. And once again, at the top of the screen, it says Disney is back on YouTube. Like, hey, don't know if you heard. What? My bad. Oh man, but no. So I turned it on, and I'm not confident in which show it was, because it was kind of just a background noise. I don't know if it was Pat McAfee or one of the football shows, but they were going on with the piece of already. I don't know. This is the narrative. I'm pretty sure it was Rex Ryan. I feel like it was Rex Ryan. And if it is, it's some Rex Ryan shit to say. I get it. If it wasn't him, them saying that because he didn't get up to go shake hands, he was on the bench, he was rubbing his head and whatnot. Like, there he goes, being selfish type of thing. Jordan Love was looking for you to, or not Jordan Love, I'm sorry. Lamar was looking for you to shake your hand and all that. And I was like, come on, man. Like, bro, man, let's not do this. Y'all just want a narrative. Let's not do this. Let's not do this, man. But I don't want that narrative to go. We do have to touch on the other conversation, sir. A few weeks ago, I got two options. You want option A or option B?
Let's go B.
Sam Darnold's back to being Sam Darnold. Now, I remember us having a conversation.
Oh, man.
That it always looks nice when you not playing nobody. So, remember, you were right about Lamar. Let's go circle back to good old Sammy, bro. You still buying the hype?
Yeah. I am. And I'm going to tell you why. The 7-3, they lost by 2 points. 2. Okay? To the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Did Sam have his best day? No. But you can have Sam have that type of day and lose by 2 points. I'm still rocking that he can make it happen.
Why did they score?
The running game.
Okay. How many touchdowns did the offense have?
Well, there's a reason why the score is 19-21.
No, I'm just saying, how did they score their points?
Couple field
Was
goals.
it because of Sam? Oh, okay. Just making sure. Sam had a hell of a day, though. He was finding the open defense on a regular basis.
I knew you should have
Four
said
interceptions, bro. This the Sam Darnold you was telling me about?
It was a bad day at the office for Sam Darnold. It just was. You started off the game with an interception. Like it is what it is. But I'm not taking one game over the season though. Like I'm not doing that.
My statements were he folds under pressure. They believed in him last year when he didn't show anything for this signature that he put for this deal with Seattle. As soon as he saw four of them things.
Nope.
And LA's a good defense. I'm giving that leeway. LA's a sneaky great
really defense. Good defense. Not just kind of really good defense. They're 9-2
great
or
defense.
8-2.
Come on. They're a sneaky great defense. That's getting away with it because they had a slight drop off, but everyone just still living in the days of Aaron Donald.
Yeah. Verse will kind of change that narrative a little bit.
Okay. How good are the Rams?
I think the Rams are the real deal. Watching them play, watching the defense, watching the intensity behind it, I think they're the real deal.
Top 3 in the NFC?
Yes.
1, 2, or 3?
That's where things get a little dicey. I might say 1. I might say 1 if I don't see Devontae out there holding his back after giving a juke move. And then, did you see that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's not great to see from your best wide receiver. Hopefully that was a play that they drew up. They was like, hey, just like act like you hurt so that way we can get this other guy open. But Puka Nacua is playing out of his mind. Stafford is getting the ball out of the pocket very quickly. He's not hanging on to it and making the linemen have to work long. I also think that's his age. He's not super athletic, so he knows he's got 2.5 seconds. He's got to get that bad boy out of there. And most of the time he does. That's why you have the short chip passes to Nacua that end up being 10, 15 yards or the tight end or whatever. But was it Higsby? But like it's a well-oiled machine right now.
Okay. How now that we've talked about that, let's go back to option A. We agreed that this was the game. You asked me, what would it take for me to believe? And I said, we'll see after the Philly game. That's what I said. I said those words. I went back and
But did you
reviewed the
watch the
footage
game? But did you
to make
watch
sure.
the game?
I sure did. I did.
Okay.
I sure
The
did.
score is 9-16.
Yes.
9-16.
I heard you. Yes. Yes.
That's one score. That's not getting 34-7. Like, that is one score. And it
Okay.
didn't happen until late into the game because both defenses were kicking in.
I didn't not believe in the Detroit Lions. I didn't believe in Jared Goff and said he's the reason y'all won't get far. So whether the defense was kicking ass as they were supposed to, you only scored 9 points, sir, with a stellar offense, sir. Amon-Ra, who usually is due for a good 8 to 10 catches. What was he looking like out there? Just asking.
My mic ain't working.
I'm just asking, bro. All I
He,
saw
he wasn't looking great. The only person that looked amazing on our team was the two that I told you to be on the watch for anyway. Jameson and Gibbs.
Yeah, Jameson's a highlight reel waiting to happen.
Jameson is going to end up having Ama and him looking like T. Higgs and Jamar Chase here. Because on a good day, when they're getting the peel the way they're supposed to, that's exactly what they look like.
Yeah. Could you be willing to admit that it's him?
Not this early.
Okay, I'll help you out. Here's your schedule.
Not this early.
The Giants, the Packers, the Cowboys, the Rams, the Steelers, Vikings, and the Bears. What's y'all's record after that?
How many games was that?
8.
We're 5-3.
Y'all beat the Giants.
Yes.
Packers.
Yes.
Cowboys.
Yes.
Rams.
No.
Steelers.
Yes.
Vikings.
One of those we're going to lose, and that's not what I'm happy about. I'd actually give the nod to the Steelers, and we beat the Vikings. Sorry, babe.
So, okay, Bears.
Yeah.
Okay. You say y'all lose to the Rams.
Here's my biggest thing with the Rams. They're really good right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're hot. I feel like that's a game we can catch them slipping. But I'm not 100% on that.
Okay. So would that not prove my point?
Nope.
Yeah, it would.
No, it wouldn't. This means
most of the teams that y'all
we had
play,
an off game. That's all that means.
If y'all lose to the Rams, which would prove the point of he can't beat the tough teams. We're not worried about the Cowboys. We're not. The Bears are just cool. Vikings, just okay right now. You know, Go Blue isn't really working at the QB position at this current moment. Steelers can only go as far as half of a Rodgers, and depending on how the defense looks.
Right.
Cool. Y'all might mess around and I don't even want to wish this upon you, but y'all might mess around and lose the Cowboy game. On the cool, I will spot you another win. I hate to admit this, but y'all, and you're going to Dallas. He balled out in Thanksgiving last year, but y'all might lose the Cowboys game. I don't know about the Packers. Y'all get the Giants.
Now, see, we lost to the Packers already. We're not going to lose to them twice.
And I hear you. I hear you. I believe in you. Y'all not playing the teams. That was the point. And you also know he can't go outside. Y'all have to win these. He can't play in the cold. All of these are arena games. What do you what do you figure? Outside of going to Chicago, and that's to be determined as like where it is. That's the only cold game he has. Dome after dome after dome.
He plays in one. He'll be fine in the dome.
And then he goes outside in the winter. He does play. Okay, y'all play the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say I'm gonna give you another chance because your other chance is the Rams. And Matt Stafford seems to always just point and laugh at Jared Goff every time they play each other. I don't know if they beat the Rams, man.
We will have this conversation when it happens.
You know what other conversation I want to have? Matt Stafford finally has a 500 record, which means the Detroit Lions quite literally ruined Matthew Stafford's career.
Now, how we get on 40. This? No.
He just got a 500 record.
We've retired some great players. We're not getting on this Matthew Stafford chain. We let Matthew Stafford go win a championship.
After y'all killed his prime.
It looks like he's still doing pretty good out there right now, doesn't it?
Calvin Johnson could have had a championship with any other organization not named the Detroit Lions. Why
AJ Brown was talking about it ain't looking good over here. No, I ain't happy. Everything else sucks. You can win a championship and still be miserable. That's exactly the point.
You know what, Abe? I got something for you. We're just going to do a little bit of research, right?
Nope.
That's what we like to do. We'll make it plain and simple. How old is Matthew Stafford? How about that? He is 37. That's what Google tells me. How many? What was his record with Detroit? What was Matthew? You want to tell me?
Childish. This is really childish.
You want to tell me?
This is really childish. You see how I let him run off with the Falcons, but then when he gets to my team,
74 and 90. Because I'm an honest person. I'm honest with my team. I'm honest with my team. Right?
I was honest.
We've been cursed since they did Michael Vick wrong.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
Cursed since Vick. That's why we lost the Super Bowl. That's how I came to terms with it.
Dang.
Yep. That's why we lost. It looked too good, and you were ready to give it up to Kirk Cousins' new protege and youth pastors of Matt Ryan. That's not what Atlanta needed. That's not what they wanted. No, you didn't deserve this. Julio did, but no. So I'm honest with my team. You want to sit here and lie. For the record, 74 and 90. He had 90 losses. 90.
It's been a rough time being a Detroit Lions fan, I'll tell you that. But now that we have some type of hope, a semblance of hope, I'm not gonna let you take that from us.
I'm gonna ask you this now. We have to put this on record, and we'll move off the Lions from here. Based off of their history, are y'all about to do the same thing to another receiver and a running back? Is Jahmyr Gibbs going to be the new Barry Sanders? Is Amon-Ra going to be the next Calvin Johnson? I'm asking. This is on you.
The only reason why I'm going to say no is because right now the infrastructure and the team that is around them, regardless of how you feel about the quarterback, is a way better situation than either one of those players have.
That's fair. That is fair. Okay. We can move on from that. I'll give you a little bit of air. You struggle there. I don't believe in you. I just want to let you know.
I was fine.
I don't believe in you, Jared. And I feel like there's going to be an episode soon where Ev gets a laugh in your face for about 45 minutes.
Oh no, he doesn't get to come in and then laugh at me just because. No. Nah. We're not doing
That's not how that works.
That's not how that works. Nah.
Oh, all right. So in the NFL, we saw two JV teams play Monday. Is it worth talking about?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Like, who is the better dirty?
Who likes to play in the sand more? Like, is this what we're doing right now? Should have been a Thursday game.
Fair enough. So on to NBA talks. Just like that. I'm going to start off with, bro, there's a lot of injuries.
Yes.
There are currently 9 calf strains. Currently.
Mm-hmm.
Early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
You have any angle on what's going on with this?
I don't. It's not like we play on turf or grass and all this other stuff. It's hardwood, just like anything else. These Olympics, wear you out, all that. But what else do we really have to point towards? Most of these teams that these players are hurt on, we're having a first round or second round exit. So it's not like they've been playing all summer, and then they only got a couple months off. Like, these are people that were at home or in Cancun chilling. So I'm not sure. Victor Wembanyama, like, he's going to have injuries. He's a very slender man. He's going to have injuries. But, yeah, I'm not exactly sure what this points to, because all it ever points to is that guys have been playing basketball for way too long. AAU all the way up until where they are now. But what else are you supposed to do?
Well, that raised the question of, are they playing too many games, or is the schedule?
I think so.
You think so?
The back-to-backs and all that stuff that they have, I think, is too much.
But if you don't go back to back, do you space the year out longer?
You shorten the season.
To how many?
60.
Ooh.
That's my opinion, because I think if you shorten the season to that, to where you can stretch the games out, where you can still have your primetime games, you can still have your holiday games, you can still have your cup games and all this other stuff, that makes every game more serious. And I feel like how we've seen the beginning of the season, where the teams have been taking the games more seriously. Imagine if you take 20 of them away, where you can't throw away 5 or 6 and still be good in the West.
Same date range. So in 60, because what that'll put you at 2 a week, give or take.
Yep.
Think
about it. You do it back to back, but you're in a different city. How does that work for your body? You don't get the proper rest. You're on a plane. You get to the next place. You got to do your warm up, walk through, whatever. Then you still got to go get your work in, and then go play the game. And that's just supposed to be how it's always been. Like,
would that not be difficult though with the travel time? Because it's like if you're on they often do tours of away games, East Coast tour or something like that, and you're coming from Minnesota or hell all the way out in Cali.
Yeah,
you're gonna finish the game. Say if it's Tuesday and Friday, like high school in Texas, you play on Tuesday, you fly back Tuesday night, land Wednesday morning, and you're back flown out on Thursday. Is that not the same fatigue? I may not be playing the game, but the travel times of away games does play a factor if they keep changing the schedule as well.
What's the most travel time though? Like 6 hours? If you're going from like one side of the coast to the other?
Yes. But that's one way.
I got you. But I'm just saying, if that's what we're talking about, I still think if you ask the player, I'm going to let you go touchdown at home, you get to go touch grass at home for 24 hours before we have to get back and do it again, I think most of them would say, yeah.
But that flight becomes an issue mainly because now if you take off, that's also time you can't practice. That's not necessarily resting your body either. Not all teams have the proximity either. Minnesota's just out there.
Right.
They travel the most out of every single team. So you would place one of your potential future pieces on a plane. You might be on the plane double the time than what you're usually doing now.
I hear you. I think there's a way we can work it out, though. I see the logistics and how you're literally trying to make this work right now, but I think it's just a hypothetical that, like, if you shorten the season, You give the players an opportunity to where they're able to be home more,
Mm-hmm.
and you will have to make a sacrifice somewhere. So if that means more flight time, but the sacrifice might be sufficient to the players than it would be to just be on the road. Because like you said, if I'm going to Toronto, because I got I got this trip over here, right? So I've got to go to Toronto. Once I touch down in Toronto, now I got to go to Detroit. After Detroit, then I got to hit Milwaukee. I got to hit Indiana, and then I got to go over here and hit the Boston scene. That's
Mm-hmm.
a whole lot of cities you got to touch down into, right? And that's what, a week and a half span of all those games.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you go home, you get 1 day rest, and then you got to go play another game at home. So I hear you, right? But that's a whole lot of traveling that I just had to do on some back-to-backs. And then the other one was a back-to-back. And then this one was a back-to-back. And then I get back home and all I get is a day's rest. You're not practicing.
But usually the back-to-backs are still within a decent space of each other. Like if you're
Right.
at home, you're playing back-to-backs at home. If you're
Right.
on the road, it's going to be Brooklyn one night and then the Knicks the next. Like they usually
Right.
keep you somewhat close.
I understand that. Or you're like an hour flight from the next place or something
Right.
like that. Like that's why I was touching down in them cities that are right there next to each other. Like the jump from Detroit over Milwaukee or Indiana, going back over to like Boston or something, that'll be a flight in itself. But like that's what I'm trying to get at. You can definitely still have these trips to where you can knock out a few cities in one trip. But like if I'm going to go play LA and I'm Golden State and I don't have Sacramento or, I don't have, Phoenix until 2 days or 3 days later, I'm going back home.
So you're going to Blake Griffin it.
What's Blake Griffin at?
Remember when he was playing in Detroit, they say he was flying home back to LA after
My
every
point exactly. These guys want to go home, man.
You signed the contract of where you playing.
That's cool, but that doesn't dictate my whole life. Like if I wanted to go home because you gave me the opportunity, and mind you, Blake ain't the only dude doing that. There are guys that are getting on private flights, going home and then coming back. So like, if they're already doing it, why not just kind of conform to that? Give them more time off.
Being specific to the injury, what is your thought? Because you're looking at schedules for the wide injuries of the consistency that we're seeing. It's not even just the fact that we have injuries. We're talking about your primetime stars. There's 9 people out with a calf strain.
Right.
And of those 9, you got Wemby, you got Jamarr Chase, you got Drew Holiday's one. Someone else just sat down for a little bit. Then Luka was his finger, but he ended the season with a calf strain. Like you got your major players. Is Jaylen Brown another one? Someone else.
AD is one of them too, ain't
he? AD's down is yes, AD's down. I can't remember what for, but still, what do you say to the specificity of the calf strains? Because I know why they're sitting them. After you've seen KD, after you've seen DeMarcus Cousins, you then watch 3 people go down with an Achilles tear in the playoffs. This wouldn't be the time to play with it. And good, that's smart. Is it the shoes? Is it the longevity? No, I'm asking, is it the shoes? Is it the longevity of their play careers? Is it the extended step? Because the extended step has been the most fatal thing for all parties involved.
Right.
All right. What's your opinion?
My opinion is we're moving closer to European ball than like USA ball, because we're getting more and more creative with like the extended step, with the extra step, with the elevation from the pivot foot. Like we're doing a lot of these different moves that look good, but they are extending your body. You're not stopping in a triple threat. You're doing moves that are outside of the range of your body. So I will say, of course, it's sexy, looks good on TV, good moves, nice little Sports Center den in it, but as far as pushing your body to the limits, it's becoming more of a normal.
should there be a conversation about AAU at this point?
Yeah.
And I know that's
I
a
think,
general thing,
yeah.
but what are the benefits now that you can't get, especially in the social media area, that you can't get just from having your own high school highlight tape? You might be at a prep school, whatever, but what is the benefits of AAU now?
The benefits of AAU now is the exposure. So if you're, a top prospect, you're going to get looked at whether you're at your high school, whether you're at your AAU team, whether you're at the ABCD camp, the Nike Summit. You're going to get exposure because you're everywhere. Every time they turn on the clips, they see you. When they see you at the different camps, they see you. Like, you have personal relationships with coaches you're not even going to be going to school with. So AAU definitely has always been the platform for exposure. So the fact that, they play so many games, like, you and I both know an AAU weekend looks like playing a game that morning, falling asleep on the floor with your feet up against the baseline, and then going and play another game later on. That's an exhaustive, like, experience in a day. So, not to say that, it's not good to keep playing basketball, because it is, because you get the exposure and the experience, but AAU is just for exposure. Like, it's to sharpen your game, it's to play freely, but it is to sharpen your game.
We were doing back-to-backs on some days. Like, you walked from one court to another. And I'm just thinking of some of the injuries I sustained. And that's not including those that are multi-sport athletes.
Right.
Because even if you took away summer league, if you took away AAU, you took away select. If you played multiple sports, there was a chance you immediately ended football season and went straight into wherever. If y'all were a bad team, you went straight into basketball season. That's still already overlapped. If you were a good team, you're coming out of the playoffs and meeting them in somewhat mid-season form, and you got to catch up with the basketball team. Then y'all might have messed around and either did track, which overlapped, or baseball, which still also had an overlap. So now you add select, and this could expand outside of even just basketball itself. It's all the sports across the board.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? If you're a parent now and you have your kid at, I'll say 12 to 16, because 9 times out of 10, they've already been discovered with the way social media works. But say if they haven't, 12 to 15, high school specifically.
Yeah.
Would you put your kids in AAU?
Yes.
What for?
Exposure. If I can get my kid to the next level, because here's the other thing that is opened up for kids now in high school going into AAU. You can get an NIL deal. You can get an NIL deal going into college. You can make your money before you even touch or sniff the league. And then there's so many kids who don't make the league that's literally what they're trying to go get now. Like, okay, well, I can't go make the league, but I can set myself and my future up by paying for my college, and I can have a little starter money whenever I start my life, and I'm not just starting from broke.
Okay.
That's a whole conversation now.
If they're going to be nice, are you against the impression that they find you if you're nice? That's a belief system of, like, you're so good, they're gonna know about you, which why some people go to bad high schools, because they put up crazy numbers, and intentionally go to schools, or they like, you didn't need the AAU, you were doing dumb numbers here.
Right. But those kids who are still doing dumb numbers still get invited to camps. They may not be on some AAU team, but they get invited to a camp, or they get invited on campus because of the film that they have. That's perfectly fine. But there have been plenty of players that we both know personally who were really good, who should have been playing at a different level, but didn't get that opportunity because of exposure.
I think a camp is great. I think any sport, if you're good, a camp is usually a shorter term than because AAU is an entire season,
Right.
right? Where at camp, at worst, 2 weeks, huge
If that
difference.
might be a
If that
weekend.
might be a weekend, okay,
Right.
different recovery time. You could do a little bit extra. That's like doing a play-in game, and then you do have to play the next night. That's what it looks
Yeah.
like. All right. Oh, okay. Because you bring up another point, but I think that's going to be a one-off conversation eventually. Of what does the NIL actually look like now at this point?
Man.
I think it changes, but on the other side of the AAU, how many is the success of going through AAU worth more than how many people have we seen, one, be injured, and then two, you had the exposure and then you didn't pan out to be anything more than you maybe went from AAU to a G League, or if that. What's little homie with the ponytail, the 5'2" dude that always keeps getting signed to colleges? What's my man's name?
Julian Newman.
Yeah.
His dad is the coach at Bethesda. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. You closed. You built a bridge for me because I could not understand.
Yeah, no, I knew exactly what you were going, and I'm like, oh no, Pops got that hookup, so you're good.
Even for Mikey.
Yeah.
How many of those that's not even to the level that he was? Do you think it's still? That'll be my last question. Do you think it still weighs out equally?
And I'll say yes again, and I'll double down, because if without that, we probably don't know who Mikey Williams is.
Okay.
That short amount of fame got him an opportunity where he made a butt ton of money. The boy signed to Puma, like right when NIL opened up for them. He was in high school and he had a shoe deal. He was a senior walking around campus looking at teachers going, I make more money than you. Like that's what he was doing, right? So the fact that he had that opportunity to play in a program like that, where it gave him that exposure, where he was able to grab some bread. You know, he's not made the greatest decisions since then and all that other stuff, but like different conversation. But as far as opportunities go, right, he's been given a leg up. And so that's why he's been given the nod and let's see what he does here and let's see what he does here. He's still been given that like chance and opportunity because they saw that small glimpse. So if you tell me that my son has an opportunity to get that small glimpse that can pass him way along where like he's supposed to be, or even getting him the exposure to where he can prove himself, I think it's a push that you have to try and take.
Fair. Okay. Well, coming back from injury, we could wrap up with, only because we usually drop these the very next day, so it's the topic of the week.
Okay.
LeBron's back to play.
Yep.
What does that mean? Let's build our own narrative. I don't want to be like everybody else. What does that mean? You're our household Lakers fan, allegedly. How does that look for you?
I think LeBron can get along with anybody when he needs to.
Okay.
I think there are plenty of times where he thinks he needs to take the helm and be the leader and show people where to go. I think right now he's been able to sit back and watch them succeed without him and understand that he needs to come in and fit in. So I don't think he's coming in to butt heads. I think he's coming in to play a role. And if he can play a role and Luke is the number one option with Austin Reeves, I think we're in a very good spot to actually fight for a title this year.
How confident are you in him being willing to take a backseat?
More than I have been before.
Why?
Because I think he sees that he could sneak another one if he just plays along.
Is it the same weight in his mind if he's not the leader?
Nope.
Is he willing for that to happen?
Yep. I think because at the end of the day, he's going to do this, and there's nothing that you can say about this. And if he has 5 of them things on his finger and 2 came from LA, I don't think you can really say much about it. You can argue till you're blue in the face and say, well, that one, he really wasn't the centerpiece. Okay. Clay wasn't the centerpiece when he was sitting next to Steph, but he still won a chip and he's still regarded as one of the greatest shooters of all time. Draymond Green can't hit you a jumper consistently to save his life or to make sure that things are clean on his side of town, but he still got 4 chips. You can do the conversation all you want. LeBron is going down as one of the greatest players, if not the greatest player, to have ever laid his hand on a basketball. And so you give him 5 chips to have him talk about, well, is this his hair era? Is this Steph's era? Well, where was he when Kobe was doing his thing? You're always going to have the combative conversation, and that's fine because it's supposed to keep us talking.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that he could sneak a 5th championship and his teammate is Luka Doncic, like, that could be kind of cold.
How much of this is your Laker fandom?
Oh, it's 80%.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
okay.
jazzed. Yeah. No, I'm jazzed. I'm at like 80% right now because it's looking really good. Let injuries come into play. Let Luka get kicked out of a game. Like we'll be back to ground zero. But like right now, I think we look good because of how well we've been able to sustain with him being
okay.
out.
So I'm gonna clean up my question just a little bit. How much of that LeBron belief is based in Laker fandom, and how much of it is based in belief in LeBron?
Now you're not gonna play me like that because when LeBron didn't have a Lakers jersey on, he was an op for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so until he put on the purple and gold, that's when we had a cool conversation. But like he was an op.
Okay. So what does that percentage ratio look like, sir? How
like
much
I said,
of this?
80%.
So your support of LeBron is based out of 80% Laker fandom and then 20% is belief in LeBron. I'm just asking for clarity there.
Yes.
Okay. Fair. Because I wasn't sure if you had transformed into a Braun guy out of nowhere. I was just checking because you started the pod on how we became friends, and I figured you were ending on how like we had a halt or a little bit of turbulence in a relationship. Not so much that you can't be a Braun fan. I was just trying to figure out who is this nigga that I'm meeting in real time.
I
was just checking.
It's Lakers first, and the greatest player to put on a Lakers jersey is rest in peace Kobe Bryant. So that's exactly what this is.
Crazy, dog. I thought I was gonna have to
you
cut
never
you
thought
off.
that. You never thought that because I've never switched that tune ever. I've never switched that tune. So you ain't thought that ever in your life.
Go on.
Yeah. No, Kobe. It's Kobe Bean. Like there's no other Laker that we need to talk about. Magic is a close second. LeBron comes in 3rd or 4th, but that's
Third
up to conversation.
Is crazy.
Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar didn't exist.
Like Shaq didn't exist.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
You said
right,
3rd or 4th.
Right, because you could probably argue him being 4th over one of those two, but Shaq is not in that conversation. So you have to either do Kareem or LeBron, and that's up to conversation.
No, sir. We are not. What's the conversation with Kareem and LeBron?
What do you mean? What's the conversation?
Is LeBron over Jerry?
So what you're saying is like LeBron ain't a top 10 Laker? That's what you said?
I didn't say 10, but you said 3 or 4. I only have him top 5.
But I even corrected myself in saying corrected myself in saying that Shaq was 3rd.
Yes.
Okay. So then after that, he's a 4th or 5th. Like
you said it's a conversation. I'm trying to figure out what the conversation. I don't think it's close. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the conversation is.
I'm just saying I think LeBron has still brought a lot of value in a Lakers jersey to the point where I can give him a nod of a top 5, top 10 Laker. He brings a lot with him. He's going to take a lot with him on the way out.
If we went 2 for 2, obviously not Kobe because he got all 5 there. Shaq got 3. Take his best 2. Kareem got 2. Kareem got 2. 3? Okay. Magic got 2.
Okay.
Does LeBron's 2, if he was to win this year, even way out
I feel
to
like
what
you're really trying to catch me on some BS.
I'm not
right
trying to
now.
catch you. I'm actually having
No.
an honest conversation.
No. You're doing that David thing where you're being inquisitive, but you're trying to push the button on my Laker fandom right now.
No. That's not it. I'm genuinely. They're going to make it a conversation whether I like it or not.
Okay, so what's the part of me?
Because we're ahead of it, sir. So depending
You're
on
not
what you
ahead
say,
of
I can
nothing.
say
They've been
you
talking
was ahead
about
of the game.
what ranking LeBron has been as a Laker since he got there.
But it means more if he does it. So here we are. I'm asking you as the Laker fan, if he brings you a second one, does those 2 outweigh enough to knock off somebody in the top 5? I'll open up the question.
I think the answer to that question is possibly. And it just depends on how it goes down.
I would say the only person that I think is susceptible to it would be Jerry West. And even if you take out Jerry West, I don't think that puts him in top 5. That's what I would say. Because you would still have Kareem. You would still have Magic. And I just don't know if he outdid Showtime Laker Magic. I don't know if he outdid what
Kareem
Kareem
got 5 with LA.
Oh, then no, sir. Yeah. and it's pardon self because we were working on
I wasn't fact checking like that. I was just talking off of like player skill, that type of thing. Yeah, I didn't know Kareem had got 5. So Kareem, that's not really a conversation.
So it'd be Magic and LeBron, Shaq, Kobe, Kareem. I would still have Shaq, Kobe, Kareem. Why I just blank? Magic and Jerry, but there was someone we just said. Who am I missing?
That was it. Oh, Shaq, Kareem, Kobe, LeBron, Kareem.
You already said
Did
Kareem.
I say Kareem already?
Yeah. Magic.
Jerry West.
Okay. Is he a better Laker than Derek Fisher?
See, but like I said, leading questions.
It's not leading. Is he a better Laker than Derek Fisher?
I don't know how to answer that. Because you're talking to somebody who like grew up watching the Lakers, and Derek Fisher meant more to me than LeBron James. Yes, it is what it is.
He got 5.
Yeah, Derek means way more to me than LeBron.
Okay. I do think,
and like that's not disrespectful to LeBron. Like that's it's just I watched him like everybody else did. That literally big moment fish here. Like that's everything to us.
Yeah, Bronny started a game. You can retire.
Yeah.
Like Bronny started the game.
You have the family photo, like you said with Milwaukee. You have the family photo. You can dip, bro.
LeBron moved up a little bit in my legacy rankings just off the fact that we've been watching him fight his hairline issue his entire career.
Oh my God! Okay,
never once have I seen his rub off like Jaylen Brown.
I'm not a part of this.
So clearly,
I'm not
Clearly, he knows something, bro. Like, his hairline was stronger.
Y'all, it's been really cool with the Keep It Clean podcast, man. Like, comment, subscribe, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Hit up all the socials. You see my boy Sleep Leno right there. We doing it big over here. Keep It Clean on the main channel. Go pop in. Go say what's up to Ev. Let him know to come holler at me. Not after the game, but before. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
We'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.